Good morning, guys, and welcome to JMC Rides. Today's Sunday. Just yesterday I met up with the subscribers from the YouTube channel. We went to Rash Creek in Pennsylvania, took the Jeeps off-road. We did greens. We were supposed to be doing basically greens and blues. I'd say for the good majority of the day we were doing blues, and I discovered something that I had no idea, which was the blue trails were mostly just rocks. I thought blue trails would probably be more challenging, like inclines and maybe like some muddy stuff, that kind of thing. But when we're doing the blue trails, it was mostly rocks. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you the Jeep right now. I still haven't washed it. I'm about to go ahead and just rinse it off with a little bit of water. With the pressure washer, I'm gonna rinse it off underneath. Washing the Jeep, to be honest, is probably gonna take a good 2 to 3 washes to probably get it perfect again. So first, let's kind of walk around the Jeep and assess the damage. We'll see. I'm afraid to take off some of this mud, but I'll show you guys. Not gonna be fake with you guys. We've got some scratches over here on the hardtop. We've got scratches on the paint. This is what hurts me the most. You guys can see that, right? That scratch goes all the way across this way. Okay, yeah. This is the one. Once I clean it, you'll see it better, but got some pretty big scratches here. It's pretty much gotten to the point where I already got so many scratches on the wheels. I'm not really stressing out about it. Like I said, I just have to take the time to go to a shop to get the color matched paint. And whenever I get the scratches, I'll just touch it up. Because to be honest, I go off-road, I think, pretty often. And the scratches is just gonna keep on happening. So I'm not gonna stop off-roading because I got the scratches. So I'll just start hitting it up with some touch-up paint. No biggie. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off right now. Let's see what happens. Okay, I just rinsed everything off. Underneath the Jeep, you could probably eat off of it at this point. I've been underneath. I literally was laying down underneath the Jeep with the pressure washer, which means I'm absolutely soaked right now. But I got everything out, you know, all the mud, everything's like perfectly clean underneath. And now I just hit it with a coat of the foam bath, just letting it soak in. Telling you, if you guys go off-road, you got a Jeep, if you could get a pressure washer, it really does make your life so much easier. And I'm gonna actually ask you guys about a modification that I need to do, because on my last couple off-road trips, I keep hitting the same spot, so it definitely I need to beef up that part. Okay guys, I'm all done cleaning up the Jeep. Time to reveal the damage. Check it out. Looks like my Jeep kissed a tree, and I think I remember exactly which point this happened. It must have just skimmed the tree. Probably see this right here. Get this to focus for you. This whole thing right here, that rubbed up against the tree. There was like 2 situations where I remember I had to kind of maneuver between some tight trees, and that happened on it. So that's one thing I'm really glad I did upgrade. I'm super happy that I didn't get the painted fenders like I did on my first Jeep. These things are made of steel, so other than, I'll probably try and find like a textured black paint, and I'll touch it up a little bit just so that, you know, it looks almost perfect. Let's focus on this now. Now that their wheels are cleaner, you could see, here we go. You can see all the scratches. It took out some chunks. This is probably like the biggest chunk that it took out though. I mean, at first when it happened, I'd say like the first time that I took it to Rash Creek off-road park and I scratched up the wheel, it probably, you know, sucked more. Now that I already kind of scratched it up the first time, and this is probably like the second or the third time, I just pretty much accepted, you know, touch-up paint, I'll hit it up with that, and no big deal. Those wheels are gonna keep getting scratched because I go off-roading every month pretty much. The Jeep, by the way, performed awesome off-road. It's such a big difference. I'm glad, I'm super happy that I did select the lift and the tire size that I did, because if I didn't select like the 3.5-inch lift and the 37-inch tires, it would have been more like the first time I went to that off-road park where I was scraping like under my skid plates. I've got scratches on those skid plates and on the rear shock mounts from the first time. In fact, my rear shock mount, that's annoying. My rear shock mount's getting caught a lot on some of the rocks. So I want to try and get some kind of a skid plate for that. I showed you the scratches last time. I mean, I remember resting this on a rock while I was there before. Same thing with the one on the left. So I'm going to try and find a solution for this rear shock mount, either a skid plate or a relocate bracket. I did start doing some research on that rear shock mount. I know Poly makes a relocate kit where you can relocate it a couple of inches higher, but then what people were saying on the forums is you might bottom out your shocks because you moved it up a little bit, but they also have a relocate bracket for the top, which sounds good. It sounds like a great product. The only thing that sucks is the pricing. I think it's like $200 for each, which is like $4, and I got an estimate on labor, which is probably gonna be over another, I don't know, like $350, maybe $400 with tax, something like that. So at the end of the day, to relocate that and move it up, it might cost like $750-ish, somewhere around that ballpark. I'm curious to see if you guys have any solutions or a cheaper solution that works well. Again, I'm not going to do a cheap solution. If it doesn't work well, I'll just, bite the bullet and spend the money on it and do it the right way. But if there is an alternative, I think Evo also makes one, but I'm not familiar what's involved with the Evo skid plate for that. So if any of you experts out there have already done it, familiar with it, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I can honestly say I definitely feel like I learned so much after my past few off-road trips, especially after this last one, doing the blue trails with all the rocks. When I say I feel like I learned a lot, I mean as far as like modifications and selecting the parts, and I feel like I did a pretty decent job on selecting the right parts for the Jeep. But now that I did go on the rockier trails on the last trip, now don't get me wrong, I'm not planning on doing some crazy rock rolling, but a lot of the blue trails do have rocks, and I am climbing over the rocks and doing that kind of thing. So that's going to still keep on happening. So all I can do is beef it up. I think I'm going to make another video, a separate video, making recommendations to the new people that are going to be, that want to go off-road and they're just starting to do their build. Some of the bitching and complaining that I know from like the old school Jeepers that they make, they do have a point with some of this stuff, but I'll make a separate video talking about wheel size and like the diff covers, things like that. There'll be a separate video. Anyway, other than that, we had a great time. I'm going to go ahead and I'll be looking in the comments below to see solutions for the rear shock mount skid / relocate. I mean, maybe if I just have it like add a skid plate and I don't have to relocate it, maybe that's a cheaper solution. I just don't want to keep beating up on that rear shock mount. Other than that, I got to start ordering parts. I'm actually waiting on pricing for some of the other parts. As soon as I get the pricing, and if the pricing is good, I'll pull the trigger on the other mods and I'll be letting you guys know what's coming up next. Guys, I already filmed today's video, but I forgot I wanted to show you. I found a part in my driveway that looks like something broke or snapped. I'm not sure what the heck it is. I'll show you the part. You tell me if you can identify the part. I really don't know what it is. This is not clickbait or anything like that. I found it in my driveway after I was done washing the Jeep. Alright guys, so this is what I found. You can see it has like a little hook on the end. If anybody recognizes what the hell this belongs to, and you can see it definitely looks like it did snap off on the end. I found this on my driveway. It's a little mystery part. I'll keep it. If anybody can figure out what this is, definitely please let me know. Thanks very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. Have a great day.
Everything I used to dream being real right now. If it wasn't working, I'ma work it out, yeah. I keep on going till the lights go down, yeah. Till the lights go. Everybody wanna make millions, but not everybody been working. Everybody know they got brilliance, but not everybody been searching.